Welcome back. This is Engine Behind the Power. How are you positively impacting this society? Here today, we feature a man who focuses on safeguarding the environment. He is the director of Hearts of Green. He is Ngatha Wambiri. Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Well, tell us so that we get to know more about what you do.
Thank you.
Just comprehensively, a little bit, before you get to know you comprehensively, tell us, who is Ngatha Wambiri?
Ngatha Wambiri is a herbal man, Kenya patriotic, and the one who I have a family of four, and I'm married, and I'm director of the Heart of Green. And the same case, I'm a church leader. I'm the leader in the church. And I have a passion for environment.
So here on Engine, you focus on what drove you to arrive to being an environmentalist in this case. So tell us, maybe you start with your education background, and maybe tell us how did you come to working in the environment industry?
Okay, in a primary level, I was educated in Gitobo Primary School. That's where I was schooling at a primary level. And then I joined the Komodai High School, secondary level. Then I joined the Technical Institute for Diploma in Electrical. Then I have been doing in the electrical work as an engineer. And later on, I joined Mount Kenya University. I'm doing the PAG degree course, where now I'm doing it. I'm studying there.
So what are you doing in the latest one?
Okay, the latest one now I'm focusing on environment.
On environment.
And this is a long story which comes back from when I was in the primary school. I was the member of an environmental club, and the same case in the secondary school. I remember in the school we planted some trees. All the members of the school, we planted the tree. And later on, as I joined the business of start doing the business of constructing the nation, I was entertained by one of my young little girl, Abby. He was more concerned about the environment and how to plant trees. And this is back way from 2012. That's where I started looking how we can start planting trees. Later on, as I was doing in small way, we joined with other men, right-minded people, who was having the same passion of planting trees, and we come together. We form an organization, that is Heart of Green organization. That is 2012, and later, by that time it was foundation, and later we increased our membership as we are growing. So many people they are willing to join us. On 2018, we registered as an NGO, and that's where we are now. And that we are championing for our environment.
So looking back into where we are now in 2019, tell us how is it now? Paint a picture for us. The journey, you've explained your journey now up to, so how is it now?
Okay, now we have not yet reached where our destiny is, because we are focusing the government is focusing that by 2022, that we are going to attain our 10% forest cover, and we are not yet reached there, and we are very far away. As a patriotic Kenya, as somebody who loves our environment, I keep following what the environment is going on, and that's the reason I have a program. We have the program as Heart of Green, that each child to adopt a tree, and that basically we are championing for it, and we have done it. And for this rainy season, we are able to plant more than 100 seedlings in different sub-counties, at least 3 sub-counties, that is Kiambu, Laikipia, and Murang'a. And we are still increasing our effort to do that.
So you focus on planting 10 million trees by 2023. You think that is achievable? What measures are you taking to ensure that this project is a success?
One of the things which is making us to agree that this is attainable, that we have been able to plant 100 seedlings by this rainy season. we were having, on 12th of July, we had a marathon tree planting. That is in Juja sub-county. That in one day, that is 32 seconds, we were able to plant 100 seedlings, 42 seedlings in that 2 seconds. That's at least a great mile that we are working to, and we are focused that we are going to attain what we have agreed for 10 million. This is achievable. Even the government is achievable for it to have the forest cover by 2022. All of the measures which are to be taken.
So what measures do you think the government should take other than what it is already taking at the moment to improve the forest cover from 7% to the 10% intended in the next 3 years?
One of the things is that right now government is working up and down. We have different ministries which are working, and we have the Kenya Forest, Kenya KFS, which they are working day and night. They are increasing the capacity. In the same case, we have the Kenya Prison. They are increasing the capacity. They are working for the seedlings. And you have the Kenya Water Towers, which they are concentrating on our towers in the water catchment areas. So the government is doing a lot concerning about the environment, and we have to congratulate them. Meanwhile, as an individual, we still have our room to help the government to attain the forest cover. That's the reason we are working, and actually we have tried our best to help the government in that.
At the same time, the government is working on achieving safe and clean water from the current 60% to 80% by 2022. What do you think the government can do to ensure that that every house can have clean water at least?
Okay, one of the things that the government should do and is doing is to educate the young one about our environment. And that's the things we are doing. We are really happy for the education system, that is CBC, which is talking about the basically what the child can do. And still we have another program that for any child who is doing best in environment, we are awarding them. We are not only awarding those ones, they are performing well in education. The government should come up and even look at a program how they are going to award and to give presents to those young ones who are passioning for our environment. That's one of the things the government should focus on, because now when we look for a young one and we encourage them how they are going to take care for our environment, we will be having a big scope of the ambassadors of our environment. This will increase the capacity, and hence it increases the supply of water in our catchment areas. Yeah.
Very well. Well, when we speak matters conservation, people tend to bring in matters politics or politicize the issue, like we've seen in Mao Forest. So how, moving forward, so that we can ensure that conserving the environment is implemented or it is achieved, what do you think are the measures that need to be taken so that this can be avoided?
Okay, one of the measures which should be taken is for us as a citizen, as a patriot, that we should focus on our environment. We should be aware, and we should be aware that our environment is our life. So we should not play politics in the environment. Environment means our health. When we have good environment, we have minimal cases of diseases. The environment reduces the respiratory diseases. It helps our health. So as a citizen, we should come out and should not allow any politician to come in our environment. Let our environment be our environment, and should not let politics be politics and the environment be environment. That's what we can urge the Kenyans that way to go.
So there are people who settle in forests, and how can we ensure that the agroforestry thing seems not to be working out? Because people end up cutting trees and they practice agriculture. So how do we ensure that trees stay planted, and people can actually practice agriculture at the same time, and actually the trees are still there so that we can conserve the forest cover.
Okay, agroforest is one of the best things that can work on in our forest. And I want to tell you that we have the forest, which are the government forest, and also we have our in-local, the area in our local areas. For agroforest, it should have a mutual understanding between the farmers and the government. And the farmers should be aware that they have to maintain the seed, they have to maintain the tree. They should not destroy the forest. They should not destroy the tree. Their tree is their life. So they are the one to take care so much. Even if you are planting, you are farming in the forest, you should take care of the tree. Take care for the tree. And there are ministries which are working for that. So they should collaborate and work together in a mutual relationship so that we have our environment friendly.
Mm-hmm. At the same time, we have private forests where individuals themselves have actually invested and put up the trees themselves. Yeah. So what would you say to those ones? Because there have been reports of people who have actually gone to buy, especially after the logging ban was introduced. So people have gone to buy timber from them. Or what would you advise the people with private forests?
The people in the private forest, they should maintain the forest. One of the things, this is an ecosystem which everyone is depending on one another. And I was telling, the last year, on 5th, we celebrate the Environmental Day on 5th. And our theme and what we were discussing is about the air pollution, how the air has been polluted we breathe the polluted air. And as we are discussing, even if you have a private forest, and the forest is the one which is helping us to clean the air, through the photosynthesis, that our air, the carbonate is clean. So even if you have a private forest, that private forest is helping you or the surrounding community by cleaning the air, and by all the benefits that come from the forest, even the good breeze.
Other than matters environment, yeah, what else are you involved in when it comes to impacting the society? Okay,
mostly we as Heart of Green, we are focusing on how we can teach the young ones the importance of taking care of our environment. And that's the reason we have a program, Adopt a Tree. In Kenya, we have 3.5 students, and if each student can adopt a tree. Maybe we have a program that each student to plant two trees. That one you can plant in the school, and other you can plant in their home. Those who have the area to plant. Those who don't have, they can plant in the public area. Okay, what we are focusing is not only planting the tree, but how is that tree is going to grow. That's the reason we are impacting the young ones to take care of the tree that we are sure of. Like that 100 seedlings we have planted, they are going to grow because they are taken care by each child. When each child take care of one seedlings, and we are going to award them, so we are having sure that by the end of the year we are going to have our tree in 100%. That's one of the things we are impacting the community with.
Okay, in the last minutes, perhaps you help us understand what really drives you, what motivates you.
What motivates me is when you plan that you are going to have a marathon of tree planting. We have seen it in different countries. We have seen in Netherlands, they were able to plant more than 1.5 million in a day. When we plant that day, we will be having a marathon day for planting tree. And we are able to work it out that in Juja sub-county, all the 44 schools, we were able to plant tree in 35 seconds. Maybe in Kenya, this has been a history because I don't see any organization in Kenya which has been able to plant 42,000 seedlings in 32 minutes. And this you use only the break time for the young one, so that they plant.
Okay, in the event of time, so tell us, what would be your message to Kenyans out there on matters conserving the environment?
I want to tell Kenyans, in the little way you are, in the small capacity you are, you should not sit down and say environment for the government. We'll do something. Just don't talk. Start planting tree. Plant tree and plant tree. And finally you get the benefit of our environment. The environment is our life. So you as a Kenya, you have to plant tree. Don't look for the other people. In your own capacity, in a small capacity, you are plant tree. And I want to take this chance to thank the Kenya prison. The Kenya prison, they have helped us a lot. And also the Kenya Water Towers agents, they have helped us a lot. And also, we want to thank a lot for the national government through the DCC Juja, Mr. Moridi, and ACC Rachel. They have helped us a lot, all the chiefs in that area. And also, we coordinated with all the DO Juja. They help us a lot. And actually, we are planning to go to other counties, and that we are facing to Nyandarua. We are aware Nyandarua has the lowest forest cover in our county, all the counties. Nyandarua has the lowest, and we are focusing on Nyandarua. How we can improve the Nyandarua? Even the Nyandarua, they have enough forest cover. All the country is the same. So after Nyandarua, we are going to Nakuru, and we have the seedlings. We have transported them, and that we are going to do for that.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Wambiru. Well, that's Director of Hearts of Green, Ngatha Wambiri. Well, he is an advocate of safeguarding the environment. What are you doing to protect the environment? Well, we do take a short break. We'll be right back.